April 28, 2015, from the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. It was Game 5 from the 2015 NBA Playoff Round 1 matchup between the Dallas Mavericks and the Houston Rockets. And the Rockets were looking to close this one out on their home court, and the Mavericks were looking to avoid elimination and force a Game 6. Dallas jumped out to a lead early on, but then the Rockets took control. They went up by double digits. They led by 11 when Corey Brewer hit a three-pointer with just over a minute left in the first to make it 31-20. Dirk responded with a jumper, and it was a 9-point game after one with the score 31-22. Then in the second quarter, the Mavericks would end up clawing back in it. They went on a 13-5 run to make it 52-50 as they pulled within 2 points of the Rockets. Then Josh Smith ended up drawing a foul. He went to the line. He hit the first free throw, missed the second. But then they got the ball back on the rebound, and Harden put up a three-pointer, and it was 56-50 going into halftime as the Rockets led by 6. Then in the third quarter, the Rockets would end up pushing their lead to as many as 14 points. But with just about 30 seconds left in the third, Monta Ellis hit a three, and that made it 82-75 as the Mavs now are within 7 with 1 quarter left to play. And if they didn't close that gap, it would be all she wrote for Dallas as they would be going fishing. And they ended up actually getting to within 3 when Barea hit a long 2-point shot to make it 88-85. But then Terrence Jones ended up hitting a layup, drawing the foul, hit the free throw for the and one. And then after a missed shot on the other end by Dallas, Jones gets the rebound and he puts up a tray. And it was now 94-85 with the Rockets in the lead by 9 with about 4.5 left to play. And then, with about 3 minutes left, Dirk ended up getting a layup to make it a 5-point game, but James Harden responded with the three-pointer, and it was an 8-point lead for the Houston Rockets at 97-89. And then, with about a minute left, Terrence Jones gets a couple of dunks, and now it was a 10-point lead for Houston. And Harden ended up going to the line, hitting a couple of free throws, and then a late three by Villanueva for the Mavericks would only close the gap to within 9 as the Mavericks are eliminated. The Houston Rockets win this game with the final score of 103-94 as the Rockets win this series in 5 as they're advancing in the playoffs. They're moving on to the next round. And in this game, we had a double-double from Dwight Howard. 3 out of the 5 starters for the Rockets scored in double digits, and Josh Smith came off the bench for 20 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal as he nearly had a double-double off the bench. Just needed 2 more boards. Howard did have a double-double, though, with 18 points, 19 rebounds, 4 steals, and 4 blocks for the big man for Houston. James Harden led the game in scoring with 28 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block, so just 2 assists shy of the double-double for Harden. And Terrence Jones, he had 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. 10 of his points came in the fourth quarter as he came up clutch right when Dallas was getting close as they had closed the gap. But then Jones sealed the deal for the Rockets. That 3-point shoot-in plus that couple of dunks there at the end. Of course, he only made the 1 3-pointer, but it was a big one when he did make it. And it was 3-point shooting that actually really was the killer in this game. The Rockets hit 10 3-pointers for a percentage of 32.3, and the Mavericks couldn't hit a 3-pointer to save their lives, hitting only 19.2%. They did hit 5, but it was 5 of 26. The Rockets outshot them 45.1% to 38%. The Rockets were struggling from the free throw line, hitting just 52.8% of their free throws, but they hit the same amount of free throws for whatever that's worth. They both hit 19, but the Mavericks shot 76% from the foul line. The Rockets won the battle of the boards 53-47, and they had 1 more assist, 22-21, although the Mavs had more steals, 14-9. The Rockets had 6 blocks versus just 2 for Dallas. And for the Mavericks, their leading scorer was Monta Ellis, 25 points, 4 boards, 7 assists, 4 steals, and a block. And Dirk put up 22 points, 14 rebounds, and a steal, so a double-double for Dirk. Aminu had 14 points, and Chandler had 11. in the losing effort. So the Houston Rockets, they're moving on. They beat the Mavericks in 5 in the Battle of Texas, and they quite possibly could end up facing another Texas team in the next round, depending on what happens between the Spurs and the Clippers, but we shall see. But as for this series, the Rockets win it very impressively over Dallas, eliminate them in just 5 games. They said that's very impressive against a tough Mavericks team, but the Rockets are just better, and they win this one, Game 5, with the final score, Houston 103, Dallas 94.